Hey, it's Giguk, and you're watching Pixel Party Pals. Woo! I got it right on my first take.
It is! Right, hey guys, how are we doing? It is finally here, Giguk's Best of Anime 2023. I kinda nearly lost hope that it was going to happen, but here it is. I'm excited. I've gone out, had an absolute boss day, come back to find, boom, this is here, and I'm just like, yes, let's get to it. So let's have a quick kind of think. Vinland Saga Season 2 is going to be on this list. Has to be. Mushoku Tensei has to be on this list. Mob Psycho, that ended in 2023, didn't it? Eminence and Shadow Season 2 was absolutely phenomenal. I'm hoping he'll address the Witch from Mercury ending, because that wound me up that he never addressed it when the second part came out, because I thought the second half of Gundam Witch from Mercury was awful. Well, not awful, just it ruined the first half. Yeah, I don't know. Frieren. Frieren's going to be on there. Right, let's get into this.
Whoa.
Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2!
It's that time again.
All right.
Another year has passed us by, and with it has gone another year of anime. We got good shows, we got bad shows, but the real question is, what are the moments that are going to be remembered?
Yo. Let's go. Attack on Titan! Demon Slayer, of course!
2023 was a year dominated by absolute heavyweight shows just completely taking over. Anime seemed inescapable whether you were a fan or not. Successful live-action adaptation, legendary series coming to an end, memes, so many
Oh yeah, what happened with that? The guy with the sword. It was meant to be like the most amazing thing ever to happen. And then
memes. It feels like the influence of a handful of shows have truly seeped into mainstream pop culture and only continues to grow from there. But there were still some other things happening around our little sphere. Anime fans continue to find any opportunity to complain about CG. This time even Demon Slayer was catching strays with
I did not mind this at all.
He was complaining about how these fishes look like an absolute joke. How dare any animation studio consider this acceptable quality, they cried. Meanwhile, in Isekai land...
Oh my god, yes! This is amazing! Come on.
This is what peak CGI looks like. Togashi drew 2 lines and got 44 million views, 400k likes and 100,000 retweets. Meanwhile, I'm out here drawing at least 8 lines and I'm still waiting for Shonen Jump to hit me up with that manga deal. One Piece defied all odds by giving us a live-action adaptation that didn't suck, while the Jujutsu Kaisen fanbase came together to collectively say, nah, I'd win. Which is what I think they say when they enter a contest of who can more effectively spoil their fucking series. But they
Thankfully, I avoided all the spoilers going into
probably win against this random dude from
Mashal!
And Rhodes
I mean, look at him. He lasted like 2 seconds. Who the hell would play a character like that? Probably some dumbass hack. For real,
Yo,
it's been 10
that was so cool that he actually got to do that.
years now since I've been doing these yearly anime recaps.
Wow.
I have gone through a bloody decade of anime, and a lot has changed during that time. I can only imagine the wild things that were happening in 2013 back then. Hayao Miyazaki finishes his latest feature film, The Wind Rises, just before announcing his retirement from filmmaking at the ripe young age of about 197 years old. So that was a fucking lie. There are a lot of shows that didn't make my list this year. Not because they weren't
Hell's Paradise, wow.
good, but because I didn't have much to say about them other than it was good. Hell's Paradise was fun. So was Mashal. So was Undead Unluck. One day, I'm sure the West will appreciate Uma Musume as much as Asia does. Today is not that day. Mushoku Tensei continued my favorite isekai story of all time by having its main character go,
I cannot get it up.
people have been trashing Rudy left, right and center, but I think he's proved he's a real gentleman by showing that he never, ever raises his sword at a girl. Alright, let's get to my favorite shows of the year.
Let's do it. So we're doing 13. Interesting. Really?
The zombie genre is probably one of the most saturated and overdone genres you can find in any entertainment medium. About 10 years ago, yet somehow in 2023, we still got an
Opening episode was amazing.
entirely fresh and original take on it in Zom 100.
I think I just prefer the manga as
Zom
well.
100 tells the sad story of Mappa employees, overworked and undervalued by the company overlords that run their lives.
No more
It takes an entire
JJK!
zombie apocalypse for Akira Tender to start living the life he should have. This show felt like a personal
yes, please,
call-out for anyone who's ever worked a dead-end job in their lives and has daydreamed of something
I love
anything
the
happening to
mangas
take
in
away
this,
their
it's great.
responsibility out of their hands, even if that thing is the end of the world. Akira personifies that feeling of pure freedom we all secretly wish we had. That feeling that breaks the shackle of responsibility of having to go to work, of having to wake up for school the next day.
Ugh.
Eren Yeager looks at him and goes, "Fuck that guy," which is embodied in one of the most impressive opening episodes all year, where you could feel
Yeah,
that
the
every
episode
single
was
person
phenomenal,
working
like,
with channeled their
awesome.
passionate hatred of all the previous employers that had ever wronged them. Unfortunately, it felt like a lot of the hype got taken away, largely due to episode releases being plagued with constant delays because of time slots and supposed production issues.
The schedule was all over the show.
Oh hey, would you look at that? Even though the show lost its steam as it went on and was tonally a bit all over the place at times, it was still a fun little show I think anyone could enjoy, because in this day and age where it feels like people are fighting tooth and nail just to survive, I think a lot of us could use a story about one man reminding us all how to live.
Number 12. Oh, the 100
Harem
girls
was
that
never
really
exactly
love
the
you.
most respected genre
Right.
in anime, but this year we saw the 100 girlfriends who love you come along
Cool.
and personally made sure
That was really good.
that it never will be.
Aw.
This is the story of a man who got rejected
That seems
so
really
many
good.
times, who had such negative riz. God took pity and gave him 100 different girls he had to date or they'd all die. This was like watching someone dying of thirst in the desert, and then God goes, "Alright, I've got a solution." I'm listening. Just fucking drown him. But what God didn't plan for is that he chose someone who could chug the ocean dry and still have room for more. 100
God,
Girlfriends
guys,
has a concept
you
so
chug
dumb
that
it would need
ocean.
to be as batshit crazy as its own premise to even have a chance at making it work. And that's exactly why it does. It's stupid, it's unhinged, it knows exactly how insane
need
it
to-
is, and
I
then
really
runs
need to
with
go
it
into
10
this.
kilometers past where it needed to go. By all means, this show shouldn't have worked if we didn't have the greatest harem protagonist to bring it all together. Yes,
Whoa.
we were graced with the
Go ahead,
apex of
lad.
boyfriends, the partner she tells you not to worry about. He may look like the most unthreatening guy possible, but watch him be like, "Don't worry, I come in peace. Hi, what's your name?"
Peace.
It's rare for me to laugh at a comedy anime, and
Nice.
even rarer when it comes to lowbrow harem rom-coms, but 100 Girlfriends was a showcase of how to do a parody correctly. Reinforced by
Oh my
Biberi
God.
Animation Studio doing a bang-up job selling all of these jokes in the anime adaptation. They went above and beyond, and I can't wait to see how they adapt the manga beyond the whoa, wait, what? Why are you all running away?
What? Why is there so much dialogue? Is that real? Wow. Number 11. Hey! This was really good. As soon as that music started, Trigun Stampede. This was awesome. This was really, really good. The animation really stood out. The action was boss. The characters were likable. And that's from someone that's not... I've still not seen the original Trigun series. This was awesome.
In the minds of anime fans,
Ugh.
3D animation comes in two tiers.
Oh.
There's the Berserk 2016 tier, a show so disastrous it has scarred the anime community from 3D anime to this day. And then there's this, the aesthetic that looks like one of those games I apparently won't last 5 seconds playing. The real ones know though that Studio Orange has been out here creating their own
Orange are great because they did the Beastars as well, haven't they?
tier. Every project they seem
Yes.
to continually push
Oh, we're getting that this year, aren't we? As well, aren't we?
themselves,
Final
one up
season.
themselves, and Trigun Stampede is their best looking show yet.
First
Not
episode.
just with some of the
This,
jaw-dropping
the
action
continuing
sequences
motion.
and camera work, but small
Oh my
micro expressions
God.
and camera animation that give their work just a bit more life. They are still continuing to push the boundary of what is possible in a 3D anime in every way possible. When I got the lucky opportunity to talk to a producer at Studio Orange, he called themselves the hentai of the anime industry. And, well, that's pretty accurate because what they've done with Trigun Stampede has got me bricked up. Alright, but how's the show? Trigun is one of the most beloved anime from the old school Adult Swim era, and when you take on the mantle of rebooting a franchise like this, you always have to contend with picky fans comparing each and every little change in detail. Vash's bounty is way smaller, he has a different haircut, different gun, character designs that looks like this, now look like this.
No.
Now where have I seen this aesthetic before? Oh.
Ah.
The spaghetti western feel takes a backseat to fully flesh out a hard sci-fi story. It's more dark, more gritty. One of my favorite things from the original being Vash and Wolfwood's epic buddy cop dynamic feels a tad more intense.
I'll skin you alive and play with your bones until you're begging to die.
Whoa, okay, I've not seen any of the English dub, Jesus.
Got that straight.
Make no mistake, this is an entirely new Trigun.
It is.
But one thing I can always
Nice.
respect is when a reboot tries to
What
do
I've
something
seen.
different that the original didn't already do. And by the end of the season, it becomes abundantly clear what all these changes were leading up to. And goddamn, did it leave me wanting more. In a time where I feel like we're getting starved of good, hard
I
science
want
fiction
more
anime,
Trigun
this has to be
Stampede.
one of the most unique and interesting sci-fi worlds we've seen in years. And I honestly think the way things are set up, it has the chance to do even more than the original did if it gets future seasons. When people remember Trigun, they say, oh yeah, Trigun. I freaking loved Trigun. But if you ask them before that what they recommended we go back and watch, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Trigun has always been on that second or third echelon of recommendations behind the classics. And I fully believe that with what Studio Orange have set up with this season, it has the potential to go up to this tier.
Heck yeah, Trigun Stampede was boss. Oh my god, I'm so glad to check this. Alright, what's number 10? We're in the top 10 now. Number 10. Oh, I never watched this. It's the IO something Boki idol thing.
There were few anime last year that exploded onto the scene as fast as Oshinoko did. Our hearts were torn to
Oshinoko.
shred in a tragic 90-minute opening episode. A new meta was formed as anime companies saw the feature-length opening premiere and said, wait, you can do that?
Hey, Sasashi. So thinking of Peeps. I can never remember that open episode. Wow.
The opening song became the very first Japanese song to top the global Billboard 100 charts.
Ooh.
The people of My Anime List came together and went, fuck you, Full Metal Alchemist, this is the greatest anime ever made. Then,
For a little
everyone
bit.
remembered there was an entire rest of the show you needed to watch. Describing the plot of Oshinoko is like, alright, so there's a doctor who's a huge fan of this one idol,
Then
and
it turns out that
other
idol
sick
he
girl
likes
that
shows
shows
up
up
at
in
the
the
hospital
hospital
pregnant,
pregnant,
then it turns out he gets born as that person's crazy fan comes back and murders their mom as well, and it's maybe the same person, maybe not, but then because his mother's really traumatic. So, it's an idol anime? No. Sometimes Oshinoko is a victim of its own insane premise. Like, I don't even know if I fully understand this main character. A grown-ass, idol-obsessed man who gets reincarnated as the son of the girl he idolized and grows up being obsessed with his now mum and any other girl who even remotely reminds him of her. Like,
It seems very, very bizarre. The clips that people post from the manga later on as well just seems so weird.
if I call him a motherfucker, is he more likely to say fuck you or yes please? Here's a feed of Sigmund Freud's grave right now. But behind all that, the show shines as this interesting, no bullshit, Instagram filters off look at the Japanese entertainment industry, showing you what really happens behind those closed doors when the cameras are turned off.
I hate the media!
This was the
Yeah,
show that tricked
Nappa.
everyone into thinking they were watching another idol anime, when in reality it was almost the complete opposite. And the real ones know the true thing single-handedly elevating the reputation of idol fans in 2023 is the sheer existence of Aoi Todo. With how popular this got, I find it interesting how much I heard this title being thrown around last
a
year when most
dude.
people saying it probably didn't even know what an Oshinoko is. See, in Japanese, Oshi means a person who I support, and in
Right.
idol culture is normally used to refer to someone's favorite idol. So the term
I love He's totally ripping on TikTok videos, being all like, they're not going to concentrate on this. They need this to concentrate on.
Oshinoko has a clever double meaning that could be my favorite idol or my idol's children, which both perfectly describe the show. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Oshis are worshipped in idol fandom in the same way that Taylor Swift has become the Jesus for white women.
Number 9. What we got? Oh, it's Eminence in Shadow. Atomic.
Saying you're a fan of Isekai
Yes!
feels a bit like saying you're a fan of British food.
Eminence in Shadow is so
It seems the
freaking
most
good.
bland, tasteless piece of garbage
Yo!
the world has ever seen.
Yes!
But sometimes I have a friend come visit and they have a taste of a proper full English breakfast, a perfectly cooked Sunday roast. They try some of our Cornish pasties, our crisps, and it's like, damn, this is pretty good actually. That is my Eminence in Shadow. This takes every single trashy, cliche trope you scoff at in Isekai and wears it
makes
like
it cool.
a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Edgy main character, an army of girls in his harem, blatant power fantasy, nonsensical plot lines, cheesy dialogue, boobs. You know it shouldn't work, but
gotta
it wears
be
it
there,
all so
and it
proudly
does.
you start getting
It
convinced that
works
it's
so
actually
well.
cool. It's not that it isn't stupid. It is stupid.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't give a fuck if you care or not.
No, it really does not, and I love that.
And I thought this would eventually run its course until
Nope.
I kept
We've got a movie coming next.
watching and realized that this has a more interesting plot and better world building than 90% of Isekai out there.
And that's another thing that I think is boss. He is the B plot. The A plot main storyline is actually really interesting, and he doesn't realize he's affecting it as he's going on. Oh my god. A, all out. vending machine he's got was pretty good, let's be honest.
Which actually says less than you think. For as self-aware as it is, it spares no expense in building up this fully fleshed out world with so many moving parts. Every new arc, you see the dominoes being perfectly laid out.
Yep.
It's all set up for Sid to come in and topple them on the biggest stage possible. And even though you know it's happening, when the moment comes, it delivers. Every single time.
Yes.
This was the most fun
not
I had
one
with
fight
any show
that's, like,
all year.
disappointing
And just
at
when I
all.
think the plot has nowhere else to go, season 2 ends with a world-shaking development that made me go, fuck!
Yeah.
Why aren't more isekai doing this? I guess what I'm trying to say is, I really miss Greg's.
Okay, alright. Number 8. What we got? This
One
was
man's
so
freedom,
good!
another man's genocide.
I loved the ending to this.
Eren Yeager.
Yes.
Probably. Attack
Maybe.
on Titan ended this year, and the internet had opinions. If you only browse Twitter, you might have thought half the people either think this was a masterpiece ending, no flaws, 10 out of 10, we all won, we all lost. Eren is a bird. Or
Yeah.
this ending ruined the series, ruined the characters, made the entire show pointless, spat on the legacy of everything he had done. No one's going to remember Attack on Titan now.
Thing is, I think it worked better animated, and the little extra bits that were added, and half the music, the pacing better, I think it worked better.
Eren is a bird.
Today, we're going to talk about how to stop smoking crack.
Now, with real people I've actually talked to, the consensus seems to be that this was a satisfying conclusion that did everything it needed to do.
Yeah.
I had my slight nitpicks with the execution of this ending, but absolutely none of it took away from my love for this series as a whole. What Attack on Titan has achieved and the impact it's had on the global reach of anime is something that will go down in history as one of the defining shows of this era. This might not be my favorite ending of all time, but it is certainly the ending to one of my favorite anime of all time.
My God.
So for one
So
last
good.
time, thank you, Attack on Titan. Only those around now will know that feeling of after years of waiting through final seasons of final parts of final episodes, 2023 was that time we could definitively say that this was the final bit of Attack on Titan we'll ever get to sell. God damn it.
Number 7. Skipping
Sometimes you
Loafer,
just
really?
need a dose
Alright.
of wholesomeness to brighten up your
Never watched it myself, but didn't hear anything bad about it either, so okay.
day. But being a dude watching anime can sometimes feel like,
So what anime have you been watching? Oh, I'm watching this anime called Skip and Loafer, and it's just one of the most cute and adorable... Yo, you catch the latest episode of Jujutsu Kaisen at all?
there was nothing in 2023 that made me come out of every episode feeling as good as Skip and Loafer did. This shit was a weekly injection of sunshine into my veins. I mean, just look at this opening alone. The colors, the vibes, the catchy song, this goddamn dance. It's enough to
Oh,
make
that
any
is cute,
grown-ass man
actually, to be
internally
fair.
scream, ah! This is so cute! Fuck yeah, violence, am I right, lads? Skip and Loafer is about as straightforward as you can get. A country bumpkin moves to the big
Hey, Sound of Affection's one of my go-to right
city
now.
and adjust to her new high school life. It doesn't need any complex plot because it exudes this air of authenticity that makes you feel so goddamn good. It's rare to find an anime as genuine as this one, because when I say high school life, I don't mean your typical cutesy anime high schoolers that are like, these are teenagers, real teenagers, just enjoying their lives to the fullest. No melodrama, no overly anime bullshit. This is youth and adolescence at its most pure without feeling like it's been put through some moe anime filter, and there's just something so endearing about that. But Giga, come on, why would I be interested in teenagers? Look, as a certified man, wait, that line sounded really wrong. Look, as a certified man baby pretending to be a grown-up, let me tell you, adulting sucks.
Yeah.
We have jobs, we have responsibilities, we have goddamn taxes.
Which is why when I am given a week off work, I'm trying to make sure every day this week I am doing at least something a little bit different. Like, oh my God.
Sometimes you yearn for a
And it means a hell of a lot more. Like, one of the biggest highlights of today was the fact that, like, the place down the road's opened a new kitchen that do pizzas, and they've been giving away so many slices of pizza, and today's the last day, and I made a trip to Manchester to just get stupid stamps in my Brewdog visa, because that's another thing I want to do this year, like, go visit all the different Brewdogs in the UK. They all have their own individual stamps, and then I was like, right, I need to make it in time to get a slice of pizza from this place for free on the last day, because that's a cool thing as well. And I'm back here and I'm hyped as hell because I've got 3 stamps on my Brewdog visa from going to the 3 different Brewdogs in Manchester. I live like an hour or something travel away, and I still managed to get back in time to go to this place before 7 o'clock when they stopped doing the pizza slices and I got a free slice of pizza. I'm old, I'm 36, and I'm very easily, you know, it doesn't take a lot. Anyway, Anime.
time when life is simpler and more straightforward, and maybe that time is romanticized. Maybe you're looking back at that time through rose-tinted glasses. But whether you are or you aren't, you'll never know, because we'll never be able to get that time back again. Ever. And it's those little moments, those simple times you cherish and reminisce about, that this show encapsulates perfectly. Like, there's this one scene where our main girl comes home for the first time during her summer break. She stayed up way too late catching up with her friends and slept in, but it's alright. Her mum's taken the day off and she has the whole summer ahead of her. So on this boiling hot day, her mum slices her up a watermelon, and the episode slows down to a crawl as we see her just taking a moment to enjoy this watermelon while the sounds of summer ring on in the background. And she stops and just appreciates.
Hmm.
姉ちゃん、ふみちゃん来たよ。あ、ごめん、ふみ。ちょっとだけ待って。
And just like that, her summer was over.
Damn. Number 6, what we got?
When anime wants you to feel sad, it goes... When anime wants you to know one of its characters is crazy, it goes... When anime is trying to hint at something important, it's like...
Hello there. A lot long.
Subtlety in anime is using a chainsaw to dice an onion. But what happens when a show comes along that treats you like you have the IQ that Rick and
I need
Morty
to watch
fans
this.
say they do? You get Heavenly Delusion.
I need
Here's a
to
show
watch
that
this.
doesn't take you by the hand and leads you, but leaves you to discover the story on your own. It drops you into this insane world, gives you a hand-drawn scribble of a map, and says, figure it out yourself. It's episode 1. Boom, we see a duo exploring a ruined Tokyo that gets in some kind of altercation with some bandits. Alright, you get the idea. It's some post-apocalyptic world, people are fighting for survival, and
Would you look at that? Oh, I am. And I like what I see.
What are you ladies doing?
you're praying this doesn't have the ugly bastard tag on it. The girl brings out a gun that looks like this and immediately gears start turning. Wait, is this some sci-fi world shit or is that a damn Fisher-Price toy, you think? The bandits start attacking anyway and they fight back, so you're like, ah, okay, maybe she was just bluffing, so this is just a normal world after all.
Oh, that's a gun.
In a single scene, the show has
It's a
set up its world,
gun.
got you asking questions, played with your expectations, answered your question, left you needing more answers, all without directly telling you a goddamn thing. This is Heavenly Delusion for all 13 episodes. This had one of the most intriguing worlds of any show this year.
Oh, right. And does it end on that? I'd like to know if it has just a rounded 13 episodes. That's pretty cool.
But trusted you to piece everything together
Because
yourself.
I'm trying to watch so much stuff at the moment.
There is no wasted
Really
scene,
enjoying Yu Yu
no
Hakusho.
out of character moment. Everything is a possible puzzle piece that clues you into the bigger picture. What happened to this world? Why are there nightmarish creatures that are eating people? What kind of sick experimentations is going on behind the scenes? Were you paying attention even now? Because you just saw a random drawing of a fish with legs that looks oddly like this horrific thing.
Yeah.
And the real question is, did you see a connection without me saying anything? Only by watching intently do you realize how many crumbs are hidden in plain sight. You get given enough to get a rough idea, but never enough to see the full picture, and it's that unknown that makes this world as intriguing as it is goddamn terrifying. By the end, we've only just seen a slice of the larger whole, but it's so refreshing to see an anime that will have your neurons firing in a way where you don't have to worry about watching with headphones on for once. You know, most of the time.
Oh, okay. Number 5.
For many years now, China has been pumping out their own animations, seeing if they could capitalize on that anime audience, and weebs have been like, man, I don't want to watch these Chinese cartoons. But in 2023, anime went, alright, but what if we add Chinese cartoons? Japan. Apothecary Diaries is an anime that takes place in ancient China, not China, in a palace setting that immediately reminded me of these badly dubbed Chinese soap operas I sometimes walk into my mum watching as a kid. At the beginning, I didn't fully realize what the big hook of this show was. Was it the House MD style medical detective stories? Was it the historical drama surrounding the palace politics? Yes. But on top of that, it has,
Yes.
simply put,
Yes,
the
okay.
best female character we could find all year. And sometimes, that's all it takes. For far too long, anime seems to think we want only one thing, and it's this. No. How about nothing more than just a well-written, believable, compelling
That scene, everyone crazy over that. What was his name? Is it Nanami? There, he grabs that blonde head. It's just like names and location Oh my god. And I love that, like, when people went to the manga, they're like, he didn't even grab his head. They just went extra with it. Everyone was like, ooh, treat me that way.
And this. Mao Mao is a character that deserves to be in the running for one of the best protagonists we saw in 2023, and was such a breath of fresh air to see. Her presence was overpowering without conforming to what a lot of shows seem to think a good female character is. It's not that she's not like other girls, or premium waifu bait, or a strong female character trademark. She's just a girl. A well-written, believable one that doesn't forget that she's a person first before being just another girl. She doesn't have to be unfeminine to find the overly flirtatious attitude of some pretty boy unappealing. She cannot be your typical waifu bait and still absolutely slay when she needs to. She's not strong because she can beat up 100 guys, but because she's headstrong in her own values and beliefs. Here is a clever realist who acknowledges her place in the palace hierarchy, but isn't afraid to throw hands when shit needs to get done.
Whoa.
My girl just factory reset that bitch. Seeing Mao Mao
Factory
passionately research medical histories while
Jesus
asserting her
Christ.
fucking dominance all over the palace politics made this such a compelling watch. And hopefully more shows will be able to take note of great characters like this.
Number 4. Ooh, we're nearly in the top. Okay. Oh, Pluto. God damn it, I haven't watched this. I needed. I was meant to. Ah, this looks
Appreciating the
amazing.
statue of David up close, getting to see Lionel Messi dribble past 5 players, watching Jack Nicholson command every scene he's in. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is, it's always enthralling to see an absolute master of their craft at work. And that's the exact feeling I get whenever I get to see anything written by Naoki Urasawa. And Pluto was absolutely no exception.
I once created a robot that was perfect. The greatest robot the world has ever seen.
There are only a few mangaka that can boast such a legendary status as Urasawa himself. When you have a track record of titles like Monster, an absolute masterpiece with arguably the greatest villain anime has seen. 20th Century Boys, not just my favorite manga of all time, but one of my favorite pieces of fiction to exist. Pluto is meant to be one of his weaker works, according to diehard fans. And goddamn, if this is him operating at his lowest potential, this is like sending in your weakest fighter, and that fighter turns out to be Gojo fucking Satoru.
Yo.
Yeah, that analogy checks out.
Mad win.
This has all the calling cards of a classic Urasawa tale. He sets the stage, a sci-fi world where humans and robots coexist, a series of unsolved murders, a detective that is missing part of his memories, a robot that has done the impossible and taken a human life. He hooks you into his world and leaves you with a single question when the first episode ends. Just how deep does this
it
rabbit
go?
hole go?
Wow.
The man's ability to construct a mystery and captivate an audience through his mastery of suspense, to me, has the same level of craftsmanship as seeing a master blacksmith make a legendary sword. Every episode is so dense with emotion, a plot that will keep you guessing through all the twists and turns, sitting on top of the sheer thematic depth of the story that every single character carries on their back. And by the end of it all, he'll leave you with these ideas that you'll be thinking about far after the credits roll. This is some of the finest storytelling you can find anywhere. If I had to make a guess why this didn't make as big of an impact as it probably should have,
Netflix.
well, this was an adaptation of a sci-fi manga that was written 20 years ago that was originally a reimagining of Astro
Astro
Boy,
Boy.
a manga that came out 60 years ago. So, inevitably, there might be some aspects that feel a bit dated. What's this? A war involving the invasion of some Middle Eastern country predicated on the possible developments of robots of mass destruction? Oh hey, there's a guy called Adolf. He's a bad guy.
Couldn't agree with you more, my dear Adolf.
But along with a slightly lukewarm
Whoa.
ending, this doesn't take away from the legacy of one of the greatest mangakas alive right now. So, I have one question left. Are we ready to attempt a 20th Century Boys anime?
Number 3.
Domain expansion.
JJK! Let's go! This was so good. This second season was amazing. It was so freaking awesome. Urgh. You are my special.
When you watch an action anime, you normally go through a season where you might see a ton of great action, but you know it all builds up to this one, or at most 2 episodes where the production values skyrocket and you're treated to this insanely animated fight that will drop your jaw to the floor. These are the scenes that everyone remembers and defines the top fights of the year. Jujutsu Kaisen went, how about we do that? For every single episode.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever quite
Everything
experienced the collective
was so
adrenaline-filled
freaking
vibe
amazing.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has given me. You put on an episode and be watching some of the sickest shit that's
Toji!
ever been put on screen, and you think to yourself, there's no way they could ever top this. And it's at that moment the show will look you dead in the eye and go, I'll fucking do it again. And then it does. Again and again and again and again and again and again. So many amazing moments, so many sick-ass scenes. Midway through the season, the hype got to me, and I excitedly tweeted out, it should be goddamn illegal for an anime to go this hard. That was the same day all this came out. One of the biggest talking points has been Mappa's treatment of their animators during the season, and I think it's a testament to the blood, sweat, and tears poured into this that we got a product this fantastic despite the hellish working conditions they were going through. Demon Slayer, Mob Psycho, this may not have gotten the opportunity to be as polished as shows like that, but it is unmatched when it comes to its raw stylistic flair. Every single fight has a unique identity not constrained to one genre of action. We got gritty hand-to-hand combat, city-wide disaster-level brawls, insanely unique powers, idle dance beatdowns. There was a mecha fight,
There was a mecha fight, and it was so freaking
fight
cool.
in a shonen anime. The amount of hype, the amount of fucking sheer disrespect. We got fucking rabbits throwing hands. This was one of the greatest showcases I've ever seen of, for lack of a better term, fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
This felt like the purest celebration of fight scenes and choreography. We were in the audience. They got to marvel at a symphony of some of the coolest set pieces you can find in the medium. The Shibuya arc may not have been peak storytelling or the peak of all shonen arcs, but right now this is the peak of action spectacle.
Hell yeah. Sakura! Oh, number 2. What's number 2?
The way elves see this world is a
Frieren.
mystery.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Frieren. It's solely because of you that this retired hero could have one final adventure.
Frieren opens on the story of an elf girl who takes for granted the time she has with the people around her. Decades pass in the blink of an eye. Her companions age, and before she has the chance to fully get to know them,
They're gone.
they're gone. It's a regretful, poignant tale that shoots straight to your goddamn soul. And then the opening's like... The show took a different approach to fantasy adventure while encapsulating everything that the genre is.
What's number 1 then? It's got to be Vinland Saga, hasn't it? It's got to be. It's got to be Vinland Saga
About.
season 2.
There might not be any demon lord to defeat or world to save,
Has
but
to
instead
be.
we have a
Has
journey
to be.
about appreciating the smaller things in your life. The beautiful things you might have missed if you forgot to look for them. I showed this to a mate and he was like, Frieren? You mean Side Quest, the anime? And I bloody ate him. Because of how fucking accurate that is. Yet it's through those detours you take along the road to your destination that Frieren absolutely shines. It's the type of show that grips you without ever needing to hit you with any flashy, high-intensity action scenes to keep your attention, and then hits you with these flashy, high-intensity action scenes. This series didn't need to go hard in its animation in any way, shape, or form, but chooses to do so anyway. This is what it's like to watch a fully polished product. But like Frieren's own journey, these are not the moments that stick with you. For the world-saving adventure she went on, the slice of memories we get are those small moments that really defined the time she spent with her party. And as she forms new bonds, you start to see those small pieces she begins to pick up from the people around her that slowly become a part of her. This is what every fantasy tale aspires to be. It's shows like these that somehow make you nostalgic for an experience you've never had, friends you've never made, but at its heart, it's a gentle reminder to cherish the things in your life that really matter, to make the most of the time with the people you truly value.
Number 1, it has to be Vinland Saga. It's got to be. It has to be. It just has to be Vinland Saga. It is. This was so good.
Killed so many people.
Oh, Thorfinn's character development is just phenomenal, and to see I'm terrible with names, but the guy that raised him in the first season, who he was trying to kill in that flashbacky bit. Oh my god!
And I will too.
I have no enemies.
That's all we've ever wanted. Something in this world that can give us a reason to keep going.
Yo, it was so good. It was so good. And all you people were like, people are going to get bored with the farm simulator anime. It was amazing. Yeah.
When I was a kid, my father would read me bedtime stories that my childish mind would always be absolutely immersed in. Accounts of hungry caterpillars, rainbow fishes, ugly ducklings. These were the greatest stories I'd ever heard. Because they were. But it would always end off with a message, a seed that got planted in my head that would hopefully sprout into a lesson that would stick with me. And as you grow older, start learning new lessons by experiencing real life, you forget the effect that stories can have on you. A good story can not only entertain you, it can move you, give you a new perspective, teach you something you never knew you could learn that you can take far beyond the confounds of watching some piece of entertainment. That is the power of a great tale, and that is everything that Vinland Saga Season 2 encapsulates. I cannot begin to describe the sheer effect this show had on me. Season 1 was a compelling adventure filled with tragedy, vengeance, and violence. So to anyone coming into this season blind, you probably would have been taken aback. The violence takes a backseat to a pure, methodical character drama. Vengeance has been replaced by a saga of redemption and acceptance. Honor, glory, sacrifice, all left by the wayside, and all that remains is people just trying their best to find their place in this merciless world. While most series would cower at the thought of shifting gears this drastically, it is that strong juxtaposition that gives Vinland Saga's message the weight it has, exemplified by possibly the greatest character development we've ever seen in this medium. Thorfinn's transformation is something that transcends entertainment. A man who starts off as a shell of a human, broken, empty, unworthy of redemption, but through every person he meets, every relationship he forms, he starts to learn to pick up the broken pieces of his former self that slowly but surely fill his soul up. As you see him encounter conflict, you'll secretly wish for that instant gratification that he'll revert back to his previous savage self.
Yeah, sometimes
but
you
as
do
you
want
witness
that,
this journey of a man
like,
fighting so desperately to find peace, who learns that it's okay not just to forgive others, but to forgive himself as well, it becomes an experience that will linger with you and invites you to find your own solace. Watching Vinland Saga feels like I'm getting read the greatest bedtime story ever told by my dad. It'll grip you with the purest of tales packed with nothing but raw human emotion that will leave your heart filled to the brim. And by the end of it all, it gives you something, a message, a lesson it earnestly hopes you can take with you. It reminds you that change isn't just something that exists in the boundaries of a fictional story. It doesn't come easy. It's a long, hard, unforgiving road, but you can get there, even if every day you only take one small step at a time. We will always find a reason to fight each other, no matter what time period we are in, weapons we can use, or tools we have at our disposal. But no matter how broken you think the world is, there is still meaning in trying to build a better tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I can make a brighter day come. Maybe tomorrow I can be just that little bit kinder. Maybe tomorrow I can become a slightly better version of myself. You are capable of letting go of that hatred, even if that hatred is towards yourself. You have no enemies.
How does he always do that when he does these videos? He always manages to have like some sort of emotional like thing at the end. The whole video is like laughy, haha, and then he always ends up on or something that always manages to hit me in the feels anyway. But man, yeah, what a year! 2023 was really, really good. Like, bam! So sick. And like I said, there were sleeper hits as well. Like Hell's Paradise, I forgot about that. Still hasn't mentioned the ending of Witch Mercury, but it's fine, because I remember he was picking that up something rotten, and then I just thought the second half was crap. But anyway, that was really awesome. 2024 has started off quite well, and I'm enjoying some of these shows that are coming out, and yeah, hopefully in the next week or so we'll get his anime in a nutshell for this current season of anime. But until then, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, links in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is I special. That's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't. Leave comments below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. See you guys next time.